Hey there. Welcome to Constitutional Law Crash Course, where today we'll be diving into the First Amendment, freedom of speech and religion. We'll cover the basics, explore freedom of speech and religion, and analyze some interesting case studies. Let's get started. In this Constitutional Law Crash Course, we will delve into the First Amendment, focusing on freedom of speech and religion. We will explore key concepts, analyze case studies, and draw conclusions on the importance of these fundamental rights in our legal system. Let's get started. The doctrine of separation of powers divides the powers of government among the legislative, executive, and judicial branches. This division ensures that each branch has its own responsibilities and powers, preventing any one branch from becoming too powerful. Additionally, the system of checks and balances in place prevents any single branch from dominating the others. For example, the president can veto legislation passed by Congress, but Congress can override the veto with a two-thirds majority vote. Other examples include Congress's ability to pass laws and the judiciary's power to interpret laws. These examples demonstrate how each branch of government serves as a check on the others, ensuring that no branch exceeds its constitutional limits. In this slide, we delve deeper into the concept of symbolic speech, which refers to nonverbal forms of expression that convey a message or idea. Examples of symbolic speech include wearing armbands, as seen in the case of Tinker vs. Des Moines in 1969, burning flags, as in the case of Texas v. Johnson in 1989, and kneeling during the national anthem. Symbolic speech is crucial, as it allows individuals to express themselves in ways that may not be possible through words alone. It provides a powerful means of communication and can convey strong messages or beliefs without the need for verbal expression. This form of expression plays a significant role in the realm of freedom of speech and is protected under the First Amendment. Today, we're diving into the concept of prior restraint. This term refers to government actions that block material from being published or broadcasted before it even happens. It's a crucial issue that directly impacts our freedom of speech and the press, potentially leading to self-censorship and hindering the free flow of information. Prior restraint is a critical issue that directly impacts freedom of speech and the press. When the government imposes prior restraint, it can create a chilling effect on individuals and media outlets, leading to self-censorship and limiting the free flow of information. This restriction can hinder the public's access to diverse viewpoints and ideas. For instance, in the case of Neer v. Minnesota, the Supreme Court emphasized the importance of protecting freedom of the press from government interference by ruling that prior restraints on publication are generally unconstitutional except in exceptional circumstances. This highlights the significance of safeguarding the fundamental right to freedom of speech and expression. Government officials issuing gag orders and courts issuing injunctions to stop publication are examples of prior restraint, where the government restricts the dissemination of information before it reaches the public. For instance, if a government official prohibits a journalist from reporting on a sensitive topic through a gag order, it violates the First Amendment's protection of freedom of speech. Notable cases like the Pentagon Papers case in 1971 and Neer v. Minnesota in 1931 highlight the importance of upholding the principle that prior restraints on publication are unconstitutional, except in exceptional circumstances. These cases emphasize the need to balance the protection of certain interests with the fundamental right to freedom of speech and press without government interference. Content neutrality is a key concept in ensuring that the government remains impartial when it comes to regulating speech. It prevents any bias or discrimination towards specific viewpoints, thus safeguarding individuals' First Amendment rights and avoiding censorship based on the content of the speech. Content neutrality is crucial for ensuring that the government does not show favoritism towards or discriminate against specific viewpoints when regulating speech. This means that censorship or suppression cannot be based on the content of the speech. For example, if one political party is allowed to hold a rally in a public park, the opposing party must also be granted the same opportunity, regardless of the content of their speech. This principle is essential for upholding free speech and preventing government censorship, allowing individuals to express their opinions and ideas without fear of discrimination or suppression. By maintaining content neutrality, the government protects the First Amendment rights of all individuals, regardless of their beliefs or viewpoints. Regulations applying equally to all forms of speech means that laws or rules treat all types of speech in a neutral manner, without showing favoritism or discrimination. For example, a city ordinance that prohibits hate speech without targeting specific groups is considered content neutral. Time, place, and man-manners restrictions refer to laws that regulate how speech is expressed without focusing on the content. An example would be a city ordinance limiting the volume of amplified speech in a park to ensure peace and order for all visitors. This restriction is constitutional as long as it applies equally to all forms of speech and doesn't target specific viewpoints. The city ordinance in the park is a practical example of a content-neutral restriction that balances free speech rights with the need to maintain public space harmony. In constitutional law, a public forum refers to designated spaces where individuals can freely express their opinions without fear of censorship. These forums play a vital role in fostering open dialogue and the exchange of ideas in a democratic society. Public forums are essential spaces for individuals to freely express their opinions and engage in open dialogue, playing a crucial role in a democratic society. These forums, such as public parks, streets, sidewalks, and government buildings, provide a platform for diverse voices to be heard, ideas to be exchanged, and issues to be openly debated. They are instrumental in shaping public opinion, influencing policy decisions, and holding government officials accountable to the people they serve. The Supreme Court has emphasized the importance of protecting public forums to safeguard the First Amendment rights of free speech and assembly, underscoring their significance in maintaining a free and democratic society. In this slide, we are exploring examples of public forums, both in physical and virtual spaces. Physical spaces such as public parks, streets, and government meetings are considered public forums where individuals can freely express their opinions and engage in activities protected by the First Amendment. Public parks serve as gathering places for demonstrations and speech, while streets allow for activities like picketing and distributing literature. Government meetings, like city council sessions, provide opportunities for individuals to voice their opinions on government actions. Moving into virtual spaces, social media websites have become essential virtual public forums in today's digital age. Platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram enable individuals to express their opinions, participate in debates, and engage in discussions on various topics, allowing them to exercise their freedom of speech online. These examples highlight the diverse ways in which individuals can exercise their First Amendment rights in both physical and virtual public forums. All right, class. Today we're diving into the concept of time, place, and manner restrictions when it comes to freedom of speech. These restrictions are all about finding a balance between allowing free expression and maintaining public safety, order, and convenience. Think of it like needing a permit for a protest to make sure it doesn't cause chaos or put people at risk. Time, place, and manner restrictions are regulations that govern the time, location, and method of expression to balance free speech with public safety, order, and convenience. For instance, a city may designate a specific area for protests to prevent disruptions to traffic and daily activities. This is a manner restriction, controlling the method of expression. Similarly, universities may have rules on when certain events can occur to avoid disruptions to classes. This is a time restriction, limiting when speech can take place. These restrictions are crucial in allowing individuals to exercise their right to free speech while also maintaining public safety and order. Time, place, and manner restrictions are essential in balancing the right to free speech with the need to maintain peace and order in society. For instance, laws prohibiting loud protests late at night in residential areas aim to prevent disturbances to residents trying to sleep. Requiring permits for demonstrations in public parks helps manage the use of public spaces effectively, ensuring that multiple events are not scheduled in the same location simultaneously. Additionally, regulating the size and placement of signs in public spaces maintains the aesthetic appeal of these areas while still allowing individuals to express their views. These examples demonstrate how the government can impose reasonable limitations on free speech to ensure that everyone can express their views peacefully and orderly. In this summary, we have delved into the fundamental principles of the First Amendment, honing in on the crucial aspects of freedom of speech and religion. We covered a range of important topics, including symbolic speech, prior restraint, content neutrality, public forum, and time, place, and manner restrictions. In wrapping up, the First Amendment secures our rights to freedom of speech and religion, crucial for our democracy. Remember, it's vital to engage in open discussions and inquiries to uphold these values. Thank you for your attention, and any questions are welcome.